treasure hunters, hello Periscopers, how is everybody doing? Happy Saturday, it's Saturday, yay! I haven't had a lot of sleep, but that's okay. I went shopping this morning and I went proper treasure hunting. If you are on Periscope, you may have seen, I went to an estate sale. And I periscoped it, so I will show you, I will talk all about that and what I found. So much to talk about at the moment. If you have any questions or there's anything you want to talk about, if you're on Zoom, the chat is right there. If you're on Periscope, hi Colorado, USA. If you're on Periscope, you can also chat there and ask questions there. So I will try and answer questions on both platforms. Yay, which I'm attention deficit enough that I can handle this. It's going to be good. So lots of things to talk about today. Lauren Fisher is joining me at past. Lauren is just one of the nicest, smartest ladies in the world, and I am so excited I get to talk to her again. I am very, very lucky and happy to call Lauren a very good friend. So I am very excited about talking to her at past. Before that, I'm going to be talking a little bit about fall, scarecrows. I'm going to be talking about, oh, we've got a question. Analyzing products to buy from Amazon to resell back on FBA. How do you know what price Amazon could price? You don't. The best tip I've got, I'm just answering a quick Periscope question. How do you know what price Amazon are going to put on something that you buy from Amazon? Amazon is how long is a piece of string. They can undercut you like crazy. I bought a punching bag once from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I bought it from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I bought it at Christmas, and I thought I had a great deal. And the price was like $110, and Amazon came in against me and they just kept undercutting me. I think they undercut me all the way down to $70. It sucked. I don't like selling against Amazon. So they're unpredictable. They can always undercut you. They can always come in under you. Couple of things you can do. Look at Camel to see their history, to see when, and use Keeper as well. Keeper and Camel to see when Amazon were out of stock. And oh my gosh, is that Zuzu? Yay, Zuzu, I have missed you so much. You have been very missed. Zuzu is back on Zoom, and I'm very happy to see that. We missed you, Zuzu. Yeah, so use Camel and use Keeper to see what prices Amazon have had historically and whether they've gone out of stock. If they go out of stock, then that might be a good product to sell against them. Alternatively, your prices are likely to do well in Q4, or alternatively, buy your product, bundle it with another product, and Amazon probably won't come in against you on a bundle. So that's my very quick answer to you there on how do you know what to price things if Amazon are going to come in against you. Wow, cool. I jumped in on like a technical question right there. Thank you for the hearts. I do appreciate it. Okay, I've got to start with a really funny quote. So Sean Grant in Bundles, he's in treasure hunting as well. Sean Grant is like one of the funniest people ever. He was talking about bundles and he was like, oh, I'm trying to figure out what goes with cookies. Well, not really. And this is his quote because it cracked me up. He goes, oh, well, Catherine's going to come in and say something, and she makes it look so easy, like she can sell anything. She's like, I found these toothpicks, so then I bundled a single toothpick with a piece of wax paper to sell as a candy making kit. I got all of it from an abandoned house, new, and I charged $45 for each one and sold 900 the first hour it hit the warehouse. Oh my gosh, Sean, that was just the funny. I'm going to make a Catherine bot and it's going to say that. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So thank you, Sean Grant. I think if I write my memoirs, that is going to be on the cover of the memoirs. Let's see who we've got. Let's say hi to everyone. We've got Cindy, Larry, Diana, Ren. Ren, so nice to have you join us live. Awesome to see you. Pamela, Cheryl, Linda's here. Erin, Bob Willie's in the house. Hi, Bob. How are you doing? Deanna is here. Deanna is awesome. Alison Reels here. Hi, Alison. Adrienne, Paula, Sheila, Kelly, Hey, FTT, Brian. Hi, Brian. How are you this morning? I saw you on the Periscope. Jalen, CJ, Sean Cooltoads, Lauren's here, of course. We have, oh my gosh, so many people. Sandy, Zuzu, Joni, J Pines Creations, the other Brian, Diane Matthews. Oh, Jersey Pines is Marie. Hi, Marie. How are you doing? Wait, it's Marie, isn't it? So I come from like this little island that has its own like patois language, and everyone who's called Marie there is called Mari or Mary, and it's kind of a weird pronunciation. So I tend to say Mary, but I know it's probably Marie. So sorry, Marie. We get there in the end. Diane, Claudia, Michelle, and Jeff. Jeff is in the house. Jeff has been like rocking it with vinyl decals. That's like his thing. He is like the decal king. Yeah, so that's all the awesome people on Zoom. Who have we got on Periscope? We've got Melissa, D. Robinson, Kimmers, Janra, Dirty Dingus McGee. Wow, Periscopes have great names. Sidra, hi Sidra, how are you doing? Mike Lindquist, thank you for the hearts. Book Hobo, Joella, Dawn, Darlene, Prophet Warrior. That's a great name, Prophet Warrior. Diana Ratton, another Diana, and Trina. Wow, so many people. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. So it's kind of an exciting time right now. I went out this morning. I went to an estate sale, I went to some yard sales, and I went shopping in... where did I go? I went to the 99-cent store. I went to CVS and just looked around the stores a bit. And it's exciting because all the summer stuff is like, bye-bye, no more summer. Summer is done. And all the autumn, fall stuff is coming in. And I am very excited about this. This means Halloween. This means Thanksgiving. This means harvest. And it means the start of the run-up to quarter four. Guys, quarter four, I can't say enough happy things about quarter four. But quarter four means usually your sales are probably going to triple. It depends what you're selling. I mean, like obviously, if you're selling suntan lotion, maybe not. Actually, suntan lotion, it could work if you are going to the Bahamas for your Christmas holidays. But generally, quarter four means awesomeness from a sales point of view. So get looking for Halloween things now. Send in the Halloween stuff. And don't forget Thanksgiving. Turkeys. Think anything, anything nichey. So things like, think like pet things, pumpkin spice pet cookies, like dog cookies. Think like babies, think like maternity, like pumpkin maternity shirts. Start thinking of interesting niches. Don't just go with the obvious stuff. Don't just go with sort of turkey tablecloths and, I don't know, plates. Think of some really interesting things. Thanksgiving is awesome. People have guests for Thanksgiving. Anything can sell for Thanksgiving. And Halloween is amazing. I love Halloween. Halloween is like one of my favorite holidays. The key with Halloween, think niches, think specific. Think of particular Halloween stories, Halloween genres, tropes, ideas, zombies, apocalyptic plagues. Think, I don't know, what's Halloweeny? Think bats, think Edgar Allan Poe, think Lovecraft, think Cthulhu, think octopuses. I don't know, but just come up with interesting things. Think Silent Hill and mental hospitals, like abandoned hospitals, all of those cool things. Don't like get outside the box. But Halloween and Thanksgiving are good. I never said weenie. Oh, I said weenie. You got me, Jeff. Oh, stuffed turkey shirts for pregnant ladies. Yes. Oh my gosh. Art Santos posted like the scariest maternity shirt for Halloween. And it had like crazy baby doll arms coming out the stomach. Just like, ah. It was like a zombie baby maternity shirt. If you can stand the trauma, Halloween maternity shirts might be a thing. There is something out there for everyone. Wow, I got hearts for that. There are scary people on Periscope. Guys, have you seen Blab? Blab is like the new Periscope. And this is kind of a bummer because I've been like, yes, Periscope. Periscope is the awesome thing. Blab is like Google Hangouts meets Periscope. Actually, it's kind of like Spreecast meets Periscope. It's got like you can have 4 people live on an app on your phone, all talking at once. It's pretty cool. I think I want to start blabbing. If anyone wants to do a blab with me, we should. It sounds so weird. It sounds so weird, but I think we should do Deanna, yes, let's do a blab. I think we need an awesome, I don't know, a tech blab, an entrepreneur blab, some kind of blab. I think a blab would be cool. So we'll do that. Yeah, there's just like, it's hard keeping up with all the social media at the moment. I feel like there are some big leaps going in social media, and it's exciting. It's pretty awesome. I mean, Periscope to me has like opened a world of things. I'm really enjoying Periscope. Just being able to go to stores and to sales and Periscope from them is awesome. So what did I do this morning? I went to some yard sales. Meh, they sucked. The reason why they sucked was because I got up too late, basically. But I did hit an estate sale, and I had some luck with the estate sale. I'll show you what I got really quickly. I got this Dada box, surrealist board game, Dada game. And I was really lucky because Stephen Smotherman came on and watched me on the Periscope. And he's like an expert in games. He has like a book about board games. He's a very awesome person to talk to on the subject. So I was kind of lucky. He was giving me some advice. He was like, yeah, grab it. So I got the Dada box, which is like a really rare, unusual game about surrealism. I got this. This is like the coolest thing ever. A dreidel pinata. Like, have you ever seen a dreidel pinata? Oh, I'm sorry, Cynthia. There we go. I'll turn you around a bit so you can see all of me on Periscope. How cool is this? It's like a culture collaboration. I think before Hanukkah, this is going to sell like crazy. I think this would be worth eBaying. I'm not doing a lot of eBaying. In fact, I'm not doing any eBaying really at the moment. But this would be worth putting on eBay. So I got those. I got, oh my gosh, I didn't want to drop my coffee. I got 2 GameCube games. Yes, I do sell used games on Amazon. Oh, are we talking board games or video games? Because actually I would do both. Why eBay? That's a good question, Lauren. Mainly because I don't really want to create a listing for it on Amazon, and because I have no idea. I looked on Amazon, I looked on eBay, and I couldn't find a dreidel pinata anywhere. And I have a feeling the price could get really silly on it. So my thinking was maybe that would be something worth selling on eBay or giving to my daughter Autumn to put on eBay. But just because I'm kind of curious what price that could get to. I got 2 GameCube games. Harvest Moon, anything Harvest Moon. This is just a general tip, but any Harvest Moon games will hold their value. They are good games. Harvest Moon, and I got Soul Calibur, and they are in great condition. And I can probably sell this one for about $20. This sells for $70 new if you can get it. Like, this is an awesome game. And Soul Calibur was like $15. And it's interesting because like people think GameCube is obsolete, but actually GameCube games hold their value. Any Nintendo games that aren't like sporty games are likely to hold their value really, really well. So I was happy with those. So I got the 2 games. I got those. I got a DVD. It's like a self-help DVD. It's kind of interesting. It's like the sacred mana of truth and light. And these kind of DVDs, wow, I just noticed something. It has the recommended price, $49.95 on the back, and it's still sealed. So I have a good feeling about this one. An indigenous perspective of healing the mind, body, and spirit. So I think that's going to be a good sale there. I find a lot of self-help DVDs can sell really, really well. Like the weirder ones, the more specialist ones or out there ones can do really, really well. Dreidel Pinata is $27.97 on Amazon. Way to go. Awesome. I saw that. I'm not sure it's the same one, but it's pretty cool. This one's a little bit different. I have a feeling the one that I saw on Amazon was already like assembled. This one's still in the box. So I don't know. I think it's a different one. I think you make it. But still, I think it's going to sell well. I think it's easily going to be $30 plus if I sell it before Hanukkah. Will I sell the self-help video on Amazon or eBay? eBay, Amazon for sure. I just bought it on a gamble really, because I just had a feeling about it. I couldn't find it listed, but I didn't look very closely because I was periscoping. But I'm pretty sure I can put that on Amazon and it will do okay. The other thing I picked up this morning, I picked up and I counted them. I have 43 comic books and manga. How awesome is this? All of these books, and they're like pretty much, I think they've all been read like once. They're in like really nice condition. So 2 games, the DVD, 2 video games, and 43 comic books, $17 at an estate sale. Wow. That was all I spent this morning. So I made that back on the GameCube games, and everything else is a bonus. Yay. But actually I kind of got the manga for my daughters. I thought they would like it. But actually they looked at it and went, we don't really like these ones. So I don't know. I'm going to scan them and see whether they are worth anything on Amazon. But they're like complete sets. So I think I could probably, I don't know, list them as sets or get Autumn to list them as sets. So that could work. So I had a good morning. Then I went to CVS. And guys, CVS is worth a trip at the moment. They have 75% off all the summer toys. They have like clearance, and it's crazy at the moment. They had, the one I went into had Mr. Potato Heads for $2.50. It had like Crayola sets. What else was there? There was, Discovery Kids bubble blowers. There was a whole bunch of stuff, super, super cheap in CVS. And they had, and coloring people, they had Crayola markers, scented markers for 15 cents each. So I'm thinking you could bundle those. So I thought that was of special interest to coloring book people. I have to give a shout out to people on my coloring book course. I think we have like 7, 8 sort of solid publishers now in the coloring book course. I know Renate's published 3 books. Sean has published 3 books. There was someone else who's published a bunch of books as well. We have so many people publishing awesome books. Barbara has got her cigar box book out. Like, people are coming up with really cool ideas. Barbara House put together a coloring book that has vintage cigar box labels, which is just the most awesome idea ever. You went to every CVS in the area. Well, I went to my local one and they had quite a lot as well. They didn't have as much as the one I went to this morning, but the CVS around here still do have some deals. So I'm sorry if they didn't have them in your area. But yeah, pretty exciting about it. Yeah, some people are selling their books, Wendy. And Barbara set up like a whole website for hers. It's pretty awesome. She's doing samples as well. You can get an emailed sample page, which is pretty cool. I had an idea. I thought it'd be really cool to have a coloring book website where you can download pages and pay by the download. So especially if they were themed, I thought that could be a really cool business plan. But I don't have time to do everything I want to do. I wish I could do lots and lots of things. Okay, wow, there's so many things to go through today. Wow, some people are selling pages on Etsy for $3 each. Wow. So there you go. There's a big business at the moment right now in coloring pages. I started coloring the Enchanted Forest and I'm so ADD. I color maybe like 3 little trees about that size. And then I'm like, okay, I'm bored now. Hi, Ernie G. Welcome to my Zoom. What I don't even know what I'm on anymore. Zoomscope. That's what it is. Cool. So I had 2 other things I wanted to talk about before I bring Lauren on. Yay, Lauren's coming on. You have to stay tuned for that because she is going to talk about ASD. Periscopers, I am probably going to lose you in a few minutes. If you want to join us and carry on the Zoom and see the interview, come and join facebook.com/groups/Catherine Treasure, where there is information on how to join the Zoom. So I'm just giving the information to Periscopers. Periscopers, come and join us on Zoom. The information is in my Facebook group, Treasure Hunting with Catherine, because I'm going to be interviewing Lauren, yay, Lauren, who I met at ASD, but who has been a treasure hunter and a bundler for some time. And she has a lot of great information. So it's going to be exciting. Oh, I'm sorry, Cynthia. My phone is going to die in a minute, and I can't do the interview on Periscope, so I kind of have to switch to just Zoom then. Okay, so have I got coffee all over my face? I always do that. All right, what else did I want to talk about? Okay, I promised I would talk about the new changes to Amazon's policies. Ooh, because everyone is freaking out about the new policy changes on Amazon. Two things mainly they've added. You may not intentionally manipulate your product's rankings by offering an excessive, well, it says including by offering an excessive number of free or discounted products in exchange for a review. And also, don't misuse the sales rank. You may not solicit or knowingly acknowledge knowingly accept fake or fraudulent orders. This includes placing orders for your own products. So there's two things they're really going after here. They're saying you can't mess around with your product's rankings by soliciting excessive reviews, offering an excessive number of free or discounted products in exchange for reviews. And you can't get people to just buy dozens of your product at a very, very cheap price. If you are not doing those things, at this point, you probably don't have to worry too much. That is what they are going after. They're going after people who, Lauren says no cheating. Yes, that is pretty much what it's about. So a lot of private labelers, oh no, Rainbow Dash just killed herself. Come back, Rainbow Dash. Okay, she's good. I haven't lost it yet, guys. I'm close to it, but I haven't lost it. We're still good. Now I have a pony because I get asked a lot of questions. And so now when I get asked difficult questions, I can just say, I'm sorry, I can't answer questions at the moment. Please ask the pony. That's why I have the pony. It's working very well. I use it on Isaac a lot of times. He asks me difficult questions and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't answer right now. Ask the pony. Okay, so what was I talking about? Private labelers. A lot of private labelers, the tactic they are using is basically paying for reviews, getting people like big review swaps, or getting people to buy lots and lots of products. And Amazon don't like this because it's kind of like fake reviews. You don't want fake reviews. You want real reviews. Marilyn says she would rather get organic reviews. It's one thing to give away a few couponed products and say, here you go, here's a cheap version of my product to test, to see what you think. But when you give out hundreds, yeah, Linda's saying someone just asked how to give out 250 product codes. When you give away 250 products and ask all those people for reviews, you're kind of messing with the system, and Amazon don't want you gaming the system. They want real reviews. They want real sales ranks. It's one thing you can ask people to test your product and give them coupons. And Amazon specifically say it's fine to ask for honest reviews. They actually say that in their policy, it's okay to ask for honest reviews and to give away coupons. But they're now saying don't do this excessively. They don't want you doing hundreds and hundreds of products. Now, they haven't defined excessive. So I know a lot of people are speculating. They're saying, well, it's because of this, it's because of that. And a lot of people are sounding very authoritative about this. And actually, it's speculative. We don't know exactly how many excessive numbers are. And also people are kind of jumping on this. I know there was an email out from Snagshout. Is it called Snagshout? I think so. I don't use them. It's Seller Labs program. And they sent out an email saying they were discontinuing super URLs. Guys, if you want to know about super URLs, Isaac and I put together a bunch of information that is in the Blue Sky group. So you can read that, and if it makes sense, great. If it doesn't make sense, ask us and we will clarify it for you. Because it's kind of interesting, we were actually looking into super URLs ourselves, and whether that's something we want to support or not support, whether we want to give you the technology to do that or whether it's a bad idea. So I put together a lot of information in Blue Sky so you can read about super URLs, what they are, what they do, and what we think about them. So we've put that in Blue Sky. So there is a lot of information there for people who are feeling confused, feeling worried about all of these things. Cool, okay, hopefully that helps. Be careful. When people sound super authoritative about things, be careful. Sometimes they have an alternative agenda, especially if they are a vendor of a product. Just maybe be careful about what people are saying, and when they say, this is the truth, this is what Amazon mean. No, that's their interpretation of what Amazon mean. And I'm seeing it a lot. I'm seeing lots of gurus say, this is what Amazon mean. It's their interpretation of what Amazon mean. If you really want to know what Amazon mean, you can try asking them. Sometimes they'll help. Sometimes they'll give you a good answer. Sometimes you'll get seller support who kind of guess at things, but that's okay. Moving on, I had two other, I wanted to say another thing. I said CVS have 75% off summer products. The 99-cent store are also doing 2 summer products for $1 at the moment. So there is some bundle opportunity with things like, they have like sandcastle kits and stuff like that. And it's all like 50 cents, and golf kits, things like that, like 50 cents at the moment. So there might be some really awesome bundle opportunities there. Cool. Okay, the last thing, so Isaac, are you, I don't know if Isaac's watching. Isaac, are you watching? Can you shout to me if you are? Because I do need to talk about Blue Sky Suite, dun, dun, dun. So I said Blue Sky Suite, we are aiming for the end of August. It's now, where are we? August the 29th. Okay, so where are we at with Blue Sky Suite? Oh, there he is. Do you have information for me, Isaac?
Not yet.
Come here. Come here. No, come here, Isaac. Where's he going? He's gone. He won't come and talk to us. Blue Sky Suite. Why are you hiding? Oh, you're bringing a chair. Yeah. You don't need a chair. You're not. Oh, okay. You can come in. All right. Here's Isaac. He's not camera shy. Don't believe it. We can't see you. There's Isaac. You gotta come in a bit closer. Okay. Snuggle up. Okay. Right. There's Isaac. Isaac, where are we at with Blue Sky?
Going good.
Going good?
Yes. So we are ready for beta testing, and which is like good. We've been doing internal in-house beta testing. So we're going to be inviting people starting Monday, people that we have, we have a list of people that we want on, and they'll be testing it. Hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be bringing in more people by the end of the week. And so once we feel it's ready, hopefully sooner than later, we're going to open it up to the public.
Okay, so Blue Sky Suite is our software suite that covers a whole bunch of things. This has keywords like you would not believe. This is totally unique. We have all kinds of keyword tools and functionality built into it. You've seen Skywords in action. You've seen what Skywords does. We've now added catwords.
Catwords.
We have catwords. Really awesome. We have another tool that I'm not allowed to talk about because there's a lot of people out there up in our grill trying to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah. That's actually what took us so long was because I mean the initial concept of it was done a month ago.
We needed security.
We needed to add it.
There's a lot of people trying to figure out what we're doing, trying to reverse engineer it. It's pretty funny. So we are doing pretty well with this. It's almost ready to go. You've seen Skywords. We've got catwords. We've got another really cool keyword tool. We also have the niche machine. If you are in my coloring book course, and you're paying attention, last night you got a sneak preview at some kinds of things that the niche machine can do. It's pretty amazing. The niche machine is like out of my brain. It's literally my brain meets search engines.
A lot of data. a lot of data.
It's pretty out there. It is unique. As well as that, it has community support. It handles masterminds. It facilitates your masterminds so you can meet with people. It's got great support for coaches, so coaches can work with their clients on this system. We've got a directory coming in. There's a lot of, I'm not allowed to say everything that's in it because otherwise Isaac will like poke me with a stick or with a scarecrow.
There's one thing I would say, if anyone is really curious, or, I know a lot of people have asked us saying, when is it ready? When is it ready? I want it now. I want it now. The only thing I could say is contact us directly and let us know if there's a feature, maybe there's a keyword.
Yeah, we want feedback.
Research on. We can run, obviously I have access to the tools.
Oh yeah,
the tools are working.
If you want Skywards,
if there's something you want us to look up, let us know. We can do that for you.
Okay, so Wendy says, how can she be a beta tester? Isaac, do you have an answer to that?
I do. I am setting up a form right now. I was hoping to have it done before this.
You haven't done it, have you?
It's in the... Now you know why she bought the pony.
He hasn't done the form. He hasn't put the form up yet. It's okay, Isaac.
So
Isaac
it will be up shortly, later today, later
okay.
tonight.
So there is a form, and we will, by tonight, if you go to blueskysweet.com tonight, I will announce it in the groups. You will be able to sign up to be on the waiting list to be one of the first early access members to Blue Sky Suite. So we should have that form up tonight, and you will be able to sign up to possibly be invited in as a beta tester. It will be invite only. If you have been a treasure hunter or a bundler or a member of any of my groups for some time, you are more likely to get picked. But do apply. We want everyone who is interested in early access to sign up, which will get you information about Blue Sky Suite, and we will invite you to be a beta tester. So we have a waiting list coming.
Oh, Zuzu, actually?
Zuzu is here.
Yes.
Hi,
Zuzu
is alive.
We miss you.
We do miss you.
Actually, this is outside of Facebook. So I don't know if you have our email address, or you can maybe send us a message.
Zuzu, just check in with BlueSkySuite.com
if you want to stay out of Facebook,
tonight.
Stay out of it. Don't worry about it. This is all outside of Facebook.
So if you check by midnight tonight, Isaac, by midnight tonight, if you go to blueskysweet.com, there will be a sign up for the waiting list. Won't there, Isaac?
Yes.
Everything
lovely. Takes longer.
Poor Isaac.
Yeah.
I bully him pretty badly.
And this is something that we've never done before, so it's really new territory.
New territory. Yeah, it's
I don't know anything
new.
else that does it.
So it's fun. Okay. Right. Thank you, Isaac.
All right, I'm out of here.
I love you. I appreciate you very much.
Bye bye, people.
The scarecrow says
Screw you, pony.
It has
it's
never
all about
been
the scarecrow.
done. Okay, that's great. I have to talk to Lauren now, Isaac.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait. Awesome. All right, why doesn't just... I feel like this is like some crazy morning radio show where just random people show up. Sid, I love you. Periscope just died. We lost Periscope. Okay, I think... Sid, you're a sweetie pie. I love you. Do you want to take Rainbow Dash and put her to bed? Okay, guys, let's get serious because it is... That's great, Isaac. Thank you. No more. I need to talk to Lauren. She's coming on. It's all gone horribly wrong, guys. We are bringing in Lauren Fisher. This is going to be an awesome interview. Let me find her. Isaac and Sid are the same. They're both trolls. They're utter trolls. That's what they do, is just go around trolling. Let me find Lauren on the gallery view so I can bring her in. Hey, Sid. Wait, sorry, guys. I'm being super technical here. Where is Lauren? I can't find her. I have 3 pages of people to look through there. Okay, there she is. So I need to unmute her audio, ask to start video, and... Oh, I heard a squeak. I can hear you, Lauren. I don't see you at the moment. I'm wondering how I can pin you.
Hi.
Oh, wait. Where are you? Let me see. Speaker view.
Waving.
Oh, I see you, Lauren. How are you doing?
Yay! Yay, I'm doing great. Hi, Sid. I'm a huge fan of Sid.
Aww. All right,
Even
Sid.
more now.
Mwah. Off you go. Bye. So, Lauren, we met at ASD. How are you? It's so good to see you again.
I'm good. I'm crazy busy, of course.
I see you have a lot of boxes there.
Yeah, I was gonna get a beautiful screen like you have, so you can't see my real life behind me, but I ran out of time. So
that's okay. It's good. It's like a working environment.
Right, warts and all.
So how have you been, Lauren? What is going on with you?
Oh my gosh, what is going on with me? Well, I am not a very organized person by nature, and so when I went to ASD, I was miles behind on all my shipping. So I finally got caught up on that, but I knew if I opened my ASD boxes, I would never finish anything else. So I made myself wait until I got 21 boxes shipped to Amazon. And so these last 3 or 4 days, it's been like Christmas. I'm opening all these thousands of products that I bought at ASD. So that's what, and I have show and tell. Want to see what it is I bought. I don't know if that's helpful or whatever.
I think I lost you for a moment. I don't know if it's just me or if it's
So then the house caught on fire.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh! I lost you for a minute, and then you went, and then the house caught on fire. I'm like, what? No.
I was just making stuff up.
So, did everything all arrive at once?
Yes, we shipped it all. Well, you guys all know that we bought 3 booths in Vegas, and none of them were huge booths.
Shall we go back to the story, because maybe not everyone knows what we did in Vegas.
Well, we went to ASD, which is the biggest general merchandise trade show in America or something. Anyway, it was enormous. But mostly I went because I saw your video interview you did with Dennis Smith after the spring ASD show. And you were talking to him about buying a booth, and I thought, that's cool. That's what I want to do because you get better margins. So anyway, from your video, I learned that it's possible, at least theoretically, to buy their booth full of samples that they bring to the show for a better price even than you can get wholesale because they don't want to pack it up and take it home. So that's what we went, my husband went, and we went prepared to do that. So I planned to be more prepared than I was. I had high hopes of having my booths chosen before I even went because, we had access to all the vendor lists and all that, and that didn't happen. So we just looked for booths that met our criteria that we wanted to sell, which basically, since I met you, I'm kind of all about bundles. So we went looking specifically kind of in our niches. We really learned that from you too. We are big dog people, so we really wanted to do something dog or pet related, and then basically just anything we could bundle. So we bought one booth that was all toys, and that's the one that you have the video. It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So you can see the toys, and I didn't bring those out for show and tell. I figured people could look at them there, but there was a lot of Shopkins and some of the new Star Wars. I don't know enough about it to know if it's new. Mostly Yoda. But anyway, and then a ton of Minions and new little ugly things called Uglies, little dogs that are icky and make rude noises that are probably going to sell great. Anyway, so we bought all those toys, and then we bought another booth in our dog niche that was it's actually not products for dogs, it's products about dogs, because this woman that we met there is the artist, and she has been painting dogs for years. Well, then she developed this line of products that is all, she has, I think, 80 different breeds that she paints, and then she has had them printed on various things. Like I don't know how this works really, but I picked out some like Beagle items, so you can see those were note cards, and this is a wallet. And I picked out some labs because I heard you have labs.
I do. I've got a yellow one and a black one.
Oh, yellow and black. Okay, I'll put the chocolate lab down. So I have a yellow and a black lab. I don't know if you can, if there's a glare, but anyway, her work is just beautiful. Well, a little story. I was thinking this morning, actually, and praying for inspiration because I was nervous about this and thought, what am I going to say that's of value? And so I was kind of picturing how this conversation would go. And I thought, Catherine will say, how are you doing with your ASD stuff? And I just, when I pictured that, I started laughing because we had this mishap occur to us at ASD, which was we lost our bag, which had all of my notes, all of our invoices from 3 purchase turned up. We have a lead on it. The people whose booth we left it in apparently took it home with them instead of giving it to Lost and Found. Anyway, all that is to say, my plan to be organized when the stuff arrived fell apart, which is kind of, that sort of thing happens a lot to me, and probably to all of us. But anyway, the point of that story is bad things happen. And I'm sitting here looking at, basically, I have probably about 2,000 products with no paperwork. So I'm just having to figure it all out. But actually, it's been so great. It's, I really think one thing to, at least for me, a successful life is find a bright spot, find a good side of it. And then thinking about you, I saw a thing today. Actually, I bought this thing today. I'm sure everyone has seen in the last few years, there's the British little motto that says, keep calm and carry on. And now there's a million knockoffs of it. Well, the one that I bought said, now panic and freak out, because I just loved it. So, but that keep calm and carry on, really kind of a theme that I really try to live by, because when your plan falls apart, you can be mad and angry and stomp around and antagonize people, or you can be depressed, which is, I'm not talking about clinical depression, but you can be gloomy and you can wallow in your problem, or you can get back up and have a new plan. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. But it's been so much fun because since I learned about bundles, it's such a huge creative outlet for me to see what can I do with this. I have these million things, and like this, at first I was a little overwhelmed because these dog products, I counted them up there. I have 71 breeds of dogs and cats and horses, and I have 15 different types of products. So if you do the math, that's 1,000 items. And somehow I'm going to have to make bundles of all these different products with 71 variations.
That sounds terrifying and amazing at the same time.
Exactly. So I went with amazing, because when you fall down, get back up. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I am now. And now I finally have it sorted. It took over my whole garage. So now I have all my little containers where I containerized each breed. And then I started yesterday on my 3rd booth, which is all, I don't know if you can see, but it's like little children's gift packets of things, and like coloring, portable coloring sets. But once again, I have, I don't know, probably not hundreds of different products, but anyway, it's like, how can I look at this stuff and not just have joy about it? It's, I don't know. I just am thrilled with how it's going. Boy, it was a long story. But my theme is get back up when you fall down. So my plan fell apart, but now I have a new plan. And I'm hoping you'll tell me what to do with Halloween lollipops.
Oh my gosh, you got Halloween lollipops.
Oh yeah, I have boxes of Halloween lollipops. I have Halloween candy bracelets. I have Christmas candy by the hundreds. I have Valentine candy. In case you ever wonder how old the candy is that you buy in a store, apparently it's made in the summer for Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Anyway, so
Brian's saying eat it.
Yeah.
Brian's saying eat it all. Candy, and Cindy says candy party.
That's right. Who wants candy?
Sid, do you want candy?
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
just like thumbs upping all the
Thumbs
candy.
up.
Yeah, I like candy.
So one of my questions is for you. I have so many things that, like, I have probably a dozen different sets of stickers that are great, like branded stickers. I have a lot of Eric Carle. I don't know if you're familiar with the Hungry Caterpillar, and I have Fisher Price ones and Disney ones. So I can't decide if I should make sticker bundles or if I should put them with notepads or with crayon sets. Do you find, generally speaking, a bundle of a bunch of sticker sets
I would do
is an effective bundle, or should I make assorted bundles of any different product?
Can you guys hear me okay? I know I just got a little note saying your internet connection's unstable.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You were slowing down, but I think it's on my end. Yeah, what I would do, I think the lollipops, you know what it made me think of? The lollipops look like what the Hungry Caterpillar eats. Like, are they still Halloweeny, or can they, do they say Halloween all over them though?
The lollipops are Halloween.
Okay.
Because they have, like, this one has a little cat.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a pumpkin on this guy. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not very good at this. I apologize.
No, I see it. It's cool.
But I could put Hungry Caterpillar stickers with Halloween lollipops.
That's cool. I would probably not put the stickers together. I would probably put the stickers with the themed stuff, with the notepad and the coloring set and like all the Hungry Caterpillar things. I would probably put all those together. And I think they'll be amazing at Christmas. I think those would be like really nice. You can make stockings. You could do like a Hungry Caterpillar stocking if you could find a really bright colored stocking.
That's a great idea. Now, you don't mean actually a stocking, right? You mean a stocking stuffer bundle.
Both. You could do either. I've seen like the stockings in the dollar stores. You can get really bright stockings in the dollar stores, like for $1. So you can maybe put with the Easter baskets. I always say, well, I would just do a basket filling set because baskets are a pain. They're big and heavy and they get messed up in shipping. But with stockings are kind of easy because you can just stick them in a poly bag with the stuff. So I would consider either a stocking stuffer bundle or like actually put them with the stocking and do a Hungry Caterpillar stocking, perhaps.
Oh, I would never have thought of that. Okay. I'm writing it down.
The only
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, if you do that idea, you would probably want to say a Christmas stocking bundle with Hungry Caterpillar products in, because you don't want to give you don't want to give people the impression that the stocking is a Hungry Caterpillar branded one. But just kind of say that it's a stocking with Hungry Caterpillar products, that would probably make an awesome bundle. He's just sitting here giving thumbs up. He's like a like button. He's just like a human like button.
That's the like button.
Oh, Sid. Well, does anyone want to know anything? Do you want to see products, or does anyone have any questions about the buying of the booth and how you did?
I want to know everything.
Would that be helpful?
You got a great deal on the booths, didn't you? I remember you told us how much you bought one of the booths for, and I was just like, what? How much?
Yeah. Well, that was actually the Halloween and Christmas and Valentine candy and all the stickers and notebooks and that stuff. That was the $200 booth.
You
we paid $200. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it was a small booth. It wasn't one of those monstrous ones, that takes up 3 spaces. But it's a ton of brand products. We have Fisher-Price Little People and, like I said, Hungry Caterpillar, and lots of Thomas the Train kind of things, and just literally hundreds of those little packages of markers and coloring books, or little like party prize things, and then some of my favorite things actually that we got, I just think are so cute. I love them. It's like this kind of theme. It's kind of doodly, and these are notepads, but they're kind of like hippie kind of theme. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I like it. I like the Imagine one. That's
like
this
one says groovy.
I would kind of like everyone's kind of political at the moment. I feel like you could almost ride off that with the sort of Imagine and the kind of like that's very to the sort of Bernie Sanders kind of side of the spectrum. Very sort of I would kind of see if you can ride off that a little bit with keywords.
Okay.
That kind of vibe. I don't want to get political, but you kind of see where I'm going with it. That I think you could tap into something with your keywords with that. I love the Imagine notebook. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a like 60s peace movement kind of theme. So anyway, this and like these, I don't know if you can see these very well. And of course I'm a dog lover. So here's another dog.
Oh, that's sweet.
But see, they kind of look tie-dyed.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of things. This is a different kind of little notebook that has a tie-dyed cat. And so there's a lot of that kind of, probably a couple hundred of those kind of things. And I just think it's about buying the booth. People probably want to know about that.
There's a couple of people who are saying, how exactly did you go about it? How did you negotiate? And Deanna said when she got there, most of the booths were already sold. So I think I know your secret. But what was your secret?
I don't know about a secret, but we were very specific in the booths that we spent time with. We tried to stay in what we're really familiar with, so we could tell at a glance what the value was. We felt like that was really important for us. So we did not look at jewelry. We did not look at fashion, because I don't know anything about those. We mostly do toys and home goods. So that's where we went. The first day, we just kind of dashed through and noticed what we liked. And then we went back to the booths that we were interested in, and there was about 6 or 7. And we just kind of started chatting with the people. We thought we would like to make these orders with those companies anyway, whether they sold their booth or not. So it was definitely products we wanted. So we could speak honestly with the salespeople about their product, with our honest questions about their minimum orders and having a future wholesale relationship. And then all of them, we just like blurted out, are you interested in selling your booth? And we met a couple people that said, one person said it was already sold, and one person said, no, we have another show coming up, so we're just going to store it here. But the rest of them all were willing to talk. And so we just, my husband has spent his whole career in sales and says, whoever says the number first, whoever speaks a number first loses. You have to make them give you the number, which of course did not work at all for me when he wasn't there. But anyway, we kind of went back and forth. We kind of figured out that partly from your video you did with Dennis, but we figured out to judge the value of the booth products and then offer 1/3 was kind of our opening bid, which seems really low, and it made me feel really bad because I felt like that was really rude, but no one was surprised by that. Not a single person was offended. So that was good to learn. So then the one booth that I negotiated by myself without my husband was this, it's called Primary Colors. Anyway, it's the one with the candy and the children's party stuff. And I just walked up and I was looking at his things and I'm just seeing bundles everywhere, bundles. So I said, are you interested in selling your booth? And he said, I might be. What do you have in mind? And I'm thinking, where is Tim? Where is Tim? So then I said, well, I would have to get a really good deal. And I'm still thinking, don't say a number, don't say a number. So he said, well, yeah, of course, but I don't want to take it home. So I thought, well, that's a good sign. And so he said, how much do you want to pay? And I thought, oh no. And so I said, well, what do you usually sell it for or something? Because I'm really terrible at negotiating. We went back and forth a couple more times and he really pinned me down and said, what do you want to offer? So I said, well, what I really want to pay is 40% of wholesale, because that was a deal we made on, and he looked shocked. And I just hurried up and said, because that was a deal we got on a different booth, and that's our goal price. And he just kind of frowned, and I said, but if you can't do that, I understand. And he said, no, I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. It doesn't feel right to me. And I thought, oh no, I've offended him. And he said, really, I think a couple of $100. And I'm thinking, and I was thinking probably 400 to 500 would be a third of the value. So I'm thinking, he cannot mean the whole booth. He must mean right here where we're standing, just these things. And I said, do you mean just this? And he said, no, the whole thing. And I'm flabbergasted. And I said, a couple $100 for the whole booth. And I'm, like I said, a terrible negotiator. And he said, yeah, $200. So I stuck out my hand and said, deal. And it was so easy. I mean, I totally recommend it.
You are so a terrible negotiator.
Oh, gosh. I was just dumbfounded the whole time, and I spit on the man because I was stuttering, and I really am a terrible negotiator. So if you are too, don't be afraid.
Wow.
But
And the other thing you did, you started early. I know a lot of people leave it to the last day, and that was kind of what I was thinking. Was one of the things I learned from you was start early. Don't sort of leave it to the last day.
Yeah, well, I in talking to Dennis Smith, he did his on the last day, but he warned me that, because I spoke to him after you did your video with him, and he said by the last day he was seeing signs. He didn't know until this past spring that you could even buy a booth. That was even a thing. So it was on the last day he was walking around, and there was all these signs that said this booth is sold. So he thought, what in the world is that about? And he saw someone putting up a sign that the booth was sold, and that kind of fell into his booth buying. So because of that, I thought we really need to start early if we want these booths, because we really had very specific criteria. We wanted things we could bundle. So I needed things, like one of the things to warn bundlers for booth buying, one of the things that I encountered is I have a stack here of maybe 15 products from that same booth. Like, we got some of these journals, but they're so cute and they'll sell, but I only have one of each kind, and there's only 4 of them. So the point is, I got a lot, not a lot, but maybe 15 or 20 items that I can't really bundle with anything else. They don't match anything. They're not really in the same categories. So if you're looking to bundle, be sure and pay attention to how many one-offs there are in the booth. So this booth was really valuable to us because we got huge stacks of the same product over and over. So it really, anyway, the point is, you're right. We found booths that met our bundling criteria, and we really wanted those booths. So the morning of the second day is when we went and bought all three.
So you mentioned bundling criteria. The things that really struck me that you said that you look for niche items, like you look for the dog breeds. And
Yeah.
I think that was so smart, like finding a particular niche and going with that. So you can. How are you bundling them? How are you putting them together?
Well, I divided them all by breed. So I'm going to try and sell them all because there's like 15 types of a product for every breed. I don't want to bundle 15 things, but there's bigger and smaller pieces. Like this is a gift set that she put together, and it's a notepad and a pen and a deck of playing cards. So like for a card game, you could keep score. And so that's one of the bigger products. So I'll probably put that with maybe a second deck of playing cards and some note cards.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, they're pretty.
And like she has these wallets that's like this one's sealed, but a whole women's wallet. It opens up and has a place for credit cards and checkbook and all that. But then she also has these little zipper pouches that you can put in your purse for makeup or whatever. So I could put those together. It seems like that would be a good bundle just with those two items.
I think so. It's funny. I've had the same problem when I've gone on like a clearance rampage and I bought up a whole bunch of clearance. You always find you have like extra products left over, and it's always kind of you do a lot of maths with the sort of common denominator, like, okay, well, I can bundle this and this and this, but then I end up with like these left over. Can I make a different bundle with these? And there's always something left over. But I guess at the worst, you have gifts. And at that price, I mean, Christmas, I don't know, are any of your family dog lovers? Christmas set.
Well, and it's so easy to give gifts to dog lovers. Anyone with any dog, and I have a bunch of cat things. I don't know very many horse people, but it's so easy to give a gift to someone who has a lab. Mm-hmm. It's an appropriate gift for them. And so, with my family and friends, there's lots of dog breeds represented. So that'll be fun. And another good thing about her is now I have a relationship with her. And if I find that I need 3 more decks of cards to make these 15 bundles, I can just buy them wholesale. Yeah. And I'll have to pay the full wholesale price, which now I'm spoiled. But
that's brilliant. I mean, you're effectively testing out the market. You can make these bundles, test them out, and if you do well, you've got a supplier right there that you can. And I love that you said that in the YouTube video that when we were walking around, and you kind of showed. You introduced me to the owner of the toy store, and you said, and we have a relationship. We are building a relationship that I hope will last. And I think that was a lot of people commented and said, that is such a wonderful attitude. Like, you go to ASD or a trade show, and you're not just sort of going and finding products, you're finding relationships, you're finding people that you can carry on working with, which I thought was really inspiring.
Right, yeah. And really, it was so interesting being there at the trade show and meeting all the different people. There was one booth that we pursued that was very much like that same the toy booth that you saw, a lot of the exact same products. But I just didn't like the people, basically. I just felt like the husband and wife couldn't agree on the prices they were giving us, even for their wholesale price. If we were going to place an order, it's like he just picked the numbers out of his head, and I just didn't feel like we could have an ongoing successful relationship, and we really walked away from that booth because of that. So finding people you can work with was really important to us.
Yeah, and I think that it's something I've said a few times, that people get nervous about going to a trade show. They're like, I have to negotiate with vendors. And I know there's a lot of people saying, okay, it's if you talk to a vendor, this is what you must say, this is what you mustn't say. And then I find you go there and it's exactly like estate sales or yard sales or going to a store. It's the same deal. They're just people who are trying to sell their product. And some people, I mean, some of them want to be super business-like and do big orders. I had one guy who was just like, let me sell you one little thing of moisturizer right here. And he was trying to sell his product right there, which I'm not sure you're supposed to do, but there's like all kinds of different vendors there. And I think that's great. You said, like, you got to find the ones you can have a relationship with and work with.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, you know, and even like when I said, when I wanted to warn people about buying a bundling booth, but there's some one-off products, I can still go back to this vendor if I like these products and buy, you know, a coordinating product to go with that. And then I have a bundle. So I just feel like we got such a good deal. That one booth, we got the best deal because we ended up, like, we paid $200 and it was probably about $1,200 wholesale value. So over $2,000 retail value, we paid $200 is just amazing to me. But even the others, we paid about half of wholesale. So we have so much room. And then if we bundle it, that multiplies our margin. So I just really feel like it's going to be so great. But, you know, I did want to mention a couple other things I learned at that trade show. If people want to know about going to ASD specifically, before we went, I had heard so many people say it's too hard to buy a booth anymore because ASD has so many rules and they're changing them all the time and everything's trouble. And that was not what I found. A couple specific things. I spoke to the security people at the door because I'd heard so many complaints, not from people on your groups, but from people there at the show saying it's so hard to move a booth out now because they're constantly changing the rules of what you can you bring a dolly or a hand truck in or not, and what's the time limit, and you can't take anything out of the booth ahead of time. And so I really paid very close attention. And the only people that were having problems were people that were breaking the clearly stated rules. There are deadlines. You cannot take containers of product off the floor before 3 o'clock on the last day. And so if you're not trying to do that, it's not a problem. And then when we talked, we took a little luggage cart, like a fold-up luggage handler cart that you can travel with, because we flew there, because we knew everybody said you can't take a hand truck. Well, that's not exactly true. You can take a hand truck to ASD if you buy a booth. It just has to be collapsible. That's the rule. And that rule has never changed. That's what I spoke to the security people about specifically and said, what about next year? How can I be prepared? And they said, see this guy with a collapsible hand truck? That's always been our rule ever since the show's been here. You can bring any collapsible two-wheeled hand truck in. You can't bring a four-wheeled cart, and you can't bring a solid steel hand truck that comes with the U-Haul rental truck. That's where we went wrong. We used U-Hauls, and they said we couldn't bring it in. So we used our little baby luggage cart. But
that's it, though. That's good to know.
But really, all of the things that people were so concerned about, if you just find out what the rules are and follow them, we had no problems whatsoever.
And you know, ASD are really cool. They're really, really helpful. Their customer service is so good. Like,
they
don't
really
listen to and Lauren, you so inspired me, because I know when you said you wanted to buy a booth and there were people who were going, oh, I'm not sure, it's and I love that you just said, no, I'm going to figure out how to do it. I'm going to see what it entails, and you did your research and you did it. I mean, like, you totally found some amazing deals there, and I think that's so inspiring.
Yeah, well, I'm just really blessed, but you know, some of it is, like I was saying, when you fall down or your plan falls apart, get back up. We had several things fall apart in our plan to go there, and, you know, we had hurdles thrown up at the last minute and things, but I just think, what choice do you have? If what you're doing isn't working, find a workaround. You know, I was just speaking to someone in your group the other day that was telling me about a physical ailment she has that makes it really hard for her. And so she is researching ways for other people to process her inventory because she can't handle heavy boxes. But I was so impressed that she has a disease that makes it difficult for her. And so she was saying, I'm looking into this and I'm researching that. And I just thought that's the way to do it. You don't just lay down and die. You don't just give up. If your plan doesn't work, find a workaround. There are ways. And ask questions. That's what I love about your groups. People are so, all three of the groups that I'm in, I have never, no one's ever bashing anyone there. It's just, and if you ask such, I mean, I really do ask the lamest questions sometimes, and everyone's so nice. And then usually people say, thank God you asked that because I was too embarrassed. So
I love it when people ask questions, and I'm seeing it in the coloring group especially. Everyone really is sharing like crazy there. They're all, I don't know, a lot of all the groups now, I'm seeing people really jumping in and helping and sharing with each other, and it's so cool to see that. I love seeing that.
Yeah, me too. You know, seeing there's specific questions here. Do I have a minute to answer them? I promise I'll hurry. Yeah. So yes, you, Deanna, you just show up on the last day. We made arrangements with all of our booths. One of them, the one with the children's candy and stickers and that stuff, he needed to leave early, which is against the rules. You're not supposed to, the vendors aren't supposed to leave till 4, but he needed to be on a plane, so he left at 1. So we made arrangements to be at his booth at 1, so we packed it up that afternoon. And then the toy booth that we bought, we made arrangements to meet him at 3. So then we just took our first booth boxes over to that booth and then had them all there while we packed those up. So then anyway, yeah, we just packed up the booths at the end and we hauled them out to a U-Haul truck in the parking lot, one box at a time. And it worked out well for us. We also had people warning us that you don't have enough time to pack up and move a booth, and we absolutely did not find that to be true. There were people there hours and hours after we left, and they didn't lock the doors. The people at the convention center and ASD were so accommodating. So that part was easy. And then it was expensive to ship it home. That was surprising to me because I'm so spoiled with the Amazon partnered shipping. And we had budgeted $500 to ship all of our product home. Well, actually, we didn't budget that at all. We went there planning. We got a hotel room for 3 extra days, and we rented a U-Haul truck for 3 days, and we planned to process it in Las Vegas and ship it to Amazon. But then when we found all these bundling products, I knew I wasn't going to have time to do it well. So I decided, and because we got such great deals, and because I'm going to be bundling them, raising the margin so much higher, it was worth it to us to ship it home. So we budgeted suddenly $500 for that. Well then, because we bought so many paper products that were so heavy, it ended up costing $680 to ship it all home. So that was 13 huge cartons. 2 of them were over 100 pounds.
Wow.
So yeah, it was crazy.
It's not too bad though. I mean, like when you think about it, that's a lot of product being shipped.
Well, the product that we bought is, according to my research, is $10,400 wholesale value. So.
And that's wholesale value. So
wholesale value.
Bundle.
So retail would be twice that, but bundles it's even more. So we probably got $30,000 worth of product. So if we expect the worst, it's at least $20,000 worth of product. So $600 to ship it home was not bad. Although I learned a lesson there. One of the boxes that the toy people packed for us was an odd shape and size, and it cost $80-something for 22 pounds.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, it was crazy expensive, and that was the first box that they weighed and priced. So then I almost had a heart attack at the UPS place, thinking it was going to be over 1,000. But it was a box full of Snuggies. It was from the toy booth, and they weigh nothing. But it was a huge.
So well, Q4.
Oh my goodness!
Through the roof at Christmas.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I've sold 3 of them, I think, so far. Not these. I haven't listed anything yet. But in the past with Amazon, I've sold 3 that I've bought from yard sales and a thrift store. They were all new in the box, but all of them sold. I matched the lowest price, which was one of them was $54.
Wow.
And I know. And they've all sold the day they hit the warehouse. So even though
Snuggies, they can be. I sold tons of Snuggies last Christmas, and the character Snuggies are amazing. They can, and if you're the only seller, if you find sort of unique Snuggies somewhere or discontinued Snuggies, you can get big prices on those. They're an awesome find.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. So even that box of Snuggies that only weighed 26 pounds and cost almost $100, that was the worst. But I did learn a lesson about odd-shaped, oversized boxes. We could have easily packed that in a standard UPS square box, like a 20-inch cube, and it would have cost $20 or $30. So live and learn.
So I think your timing has been so good on this, going to the August show and buying this in August, and now you still have time to get it packed. And it's interesting because I'm seeing so many people say, oh well, if you're buying wholesale, it's gonna take so long to get it for Christmas. And by doing it the way you've done it, you've got time to test all this before Christmas and like really see what works. I think your timing on this has been amazing.
Yeah. Well, thank you, because that was because of your video that you did with Dennis Smith. So, yeah, someone said the shipping, when you break it down per piece, it's nothing. So it was expensive for us to ship it home. We also considered shipping it to a prep shop, and then it would have been a much closer distance because we live in Portland, Oregon. But I didn't want to give up control of my bundles. So that's why we did not do that. But that's another option for people. You can ship it right from there.
Right.
So, and we rented a U-Haul truck and drove it to the UPS shop because we're cheap. We didn't want to pay FedEx. But there is a FedEx shipping office right there in the convention center. You can ship from there.
There is, yeah. I remember because I was filming you and you were standing right in front and someone went, there's a FedEx right behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing all this with us, Laura.
You're welcome.
You are so generous. You just, it's amazing how much I feel like this last 40 minutes has been so valuable for people thinking about. Are you going back in February?
Yes, I am. I definitely am. And I'm going to buy a booth or more than one again. There was a couple there that if I'd had a bigger budget, I would have bought. So, but as it turned out, I mean, I'm just thrilled with what we got, and I'm probably going to shop in February for Christmas again, because I don't know what the February show is like. I don't know. Do they have a lot of like summer products and toys and home goods?
Yeah, I think they have everything. I think it's very much like, it's just everything. And I saw Christmas stuff last February, so.
Oh wow!
February show, so they have it. I think they have everything at both shows.
Well, good. Yeah, Deanna said we could have rented a big SUV and drove it home. We actually considered that. Because we already had a rental truck, and we thought, okay, actually at the UPS store, when the first box was almost $100, and we had 13 big boxes. We stopped the UPS people doing figuring, and we started contacting the U-Haul people and see, can we drive it home to Portland? But with the gas for that giant truck, and they actually didn't have any smaller trucks when we rented it, so we would have had to pay gas for this huge truck and drive it home. It probably would have cost us about the same. Right. So with a smaller vehicle, it's a viable option, especially if you live closer than we do.
Brian's got an idea. He says maybe next time people want to go in together on bigger booths. That's an interesting idea.
That is a great idea, Brian. I would totally be up for that. So, in fact, another thing to know, one of the other booths that we looked at that we really negotiated with a lot, we eventually opted out of, but we loved about half or a third of their product line, but we didn't want the rest of it. And he was willing to let us pick and choose
Wow.
and buy at, he told us 30% off wholesale is the price he'd give us to pick and choose part of his booth. So that's another option you could exercise next time that we didn't do this time, but he was perfectly willing to. So, in fact, it's the people who have my bag with all my notes.
They can send it back to you. Are you going to get it back?
Yeah, we're just miscommunicating. So we've been emailing.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. So, but that's just to say there's a lot of options. So if you can think of something, try it. You know, this idea of going together, that wouldn't have occurred to me, but I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And the idea of buying part of his booth, you don't have to buy the whole booth. I mean, some people you do because they don't want to take any of it home, but some people you don't. So if you can think of it, try it.
Yeah, I mean, my findings with ASD was that they're really flexible. Most of the vendors are really easy and approachable, and I found it a really easy, fun trade show.
I loved it.
Not super strict. So,
Catherine, did you go?
Time there, you were like a first time ASDer, and you just jumped into all this.
Well, I used to have a gift shop years ago, and we went to gift shows, and then we did some of our own manufacture, and we sold at a couple of gift shows. So I was familiar with the idea of a trade show, but only in the giftware. So this was my first time at one like that was that big and that varied. I loved it. I needed another week.
I know. Oh, it was so much fun. I had a hard time coming back to reality after ASD.
Yeah.
It was such a fun week, such a fun experience. So the next one's in February. So I hope we get lots of treasure hunters and lots of bundlers coming to ASD in February, and we can do it all over again.
Oh yeah.
And Lauren, thank you to you because
you're welcome.
Organized a huge surprise party, and I have to tell you guys, Lauren is just the most amazing, generous, sweet lady ever. She burst in and had a surprise party for me. There
was a whole group of people. Cynthia was involved, and Tina, and Brian was out there trying to gather the people and keep track on Periscope of what was going on, and it was a team effort, but it was fun. You guys should come if you can come next time, and we could even have a bundle meeting and talk about actual products there, and brainstorm about because someone who has a different niche than me, I'd be happy to at least give my opinions, and they could talk me into or out of this dog stuff. But
you know what amazed me when we had the bundle brainstorm there? It had exactly the same vibe as the group. It was like we all felt like old friends. It was really fun.
And you really don't need to feel intimidated if you feel like you're not quite ready, because there were people there, even at the bundle brainstorm, that were total beginners, had no clue. They were the only people I've ever met in the groups that I felt like were less tech savvy than me. And it was wonderful. They asked questions, and everyone just came around and encouraged them. And Isaac was teaching them all about the internet. And I mean, it was just, you guys should come. It was fun and so educational. I just loved it.
It was a fun week. And it was such a pleasure meeting you, Lauren. You were such a highlight to meet and talk. Thank you so much for spending your time with us and being so generous with your experience. It's really amazing seeing what you've achieved in such a short time.
Well, we're still early on this experiment. We'll see how it, and I'm happy to talk about it, and see how it ends up and see if I actually make money. So I feel good about it.
A very, very, very happy Christmas. I think it's going to be a really good Christmas for you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it was a fabulous opportunity. So, and I'm happy to answer more questions. I'm sorry I talk so much when I'm nervous, but
no, it's good. It's good.
If you have more questions anytime, guys, get me online, and I'm happy to answer anything. I really don't mind.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Lauren. Again, I do appreciate it. Have a very happy Christmas. I know we're going to talk before then, but I think you're going to do so well with that stuff. And love to Tim as well. How is he?
He is doing very well. He's actually at a poker tournament right now, of course. So
he's like the king of poker.
He is. He won. I told you, the daily tournament at the Bellagio when we were there at ASD. So he loves poker.
It was a good week for you all around.
It was really fun.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lauren. Talk to you soon.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Okay. How do I do? There we go. Oh, okay. There she goes. That was the amazing Lauren Fisher. Isn't she such a nice lady? Oh my gosh, she's just been an incredible support and such a nice person to know and so smart. So that was really inspiring. Thank you, Lauren. So we kind of overran, but that's good because we had loads and loads of information. So guys, what did we go over on this Zoom? We had a bunch of things we talked about. The big thing is Blue Sky. If you go to blueskyssuite.com, I'm going to give you the URL there. Blueskyssuite.com. If you go there tonight, we're aiming for midnight tonight. We will have the waiting list open. If it's not there like tonight, it'll be there tomorrow morning, but we're aiming for tonight. We're opening up the waiting list for Blue Sky Suite. If you get on the waiting list, that means you may be in line for an invitation for early access. And anyone who's on the waiting list will get emailed information, news as we get nearer and nearer to release. And we are getting very near to release. It looks pretty awesome. So we're going to have beta testing, early access, and then we'll hopefully be able to release as soon as we're happy with the beta testing. You do not have to be brilliant to be a beta tester. We want all kinds of people. If you kind of have been in the groups, you're probably going to be bumped a little bit higher in the waiting list, but just put yourself down anyway because you will get the news on Blue Sky Suite as it comes out. So cool, it's been a really fun show. Lauren gave us so much information. I will be archiving this and uploading it to YouTube. Linda, we are approximately saying around $50 a month is the expected price point. That may go up and down, and that may be dependent on discounts. There are likely, and I'm not promising anything because we're kind of moving into beta testing and just kind of like figuring everything out, but we may be looking at discounts for members of certain groups such as bundlers. So we're just approximately saying around $50 a month to start and seeing how it goes and whether that feels like a good price point. The important thing for us is that we just give you an incredible amount of value. We don't want anyone feeling underserved by this, but I don't think you will. I think you're gonna like Blue Sky. That's a really good question, Lauren. Will there be pieces of Blue Sky to opt into or out of separately priced? At the moment, we're looking at it being a complete package for the software. So you will get everything. You'll get the Skywords, the community, because it's kind of, it's all kind of linked. Like it all supports, like the community supports all the rest of the tools. Yes, niche machine, keywords, everything. It's a huge amount of tools and software. It's pretty amazing. And there is nothing like this. I know there's other systems out there. There is nothing like this. And our plan is to keep developing it and keep growing it. So if you're in on the ground floor, this is a pretty amazing opportunity with this. And it's going to be very community focused as well. There is community built into it, which supports the software and works with the software. So it's pretty interesting. And I can't wait for everyone to start beta testing it. It's going to be cool. There was one other question. We might be adding the Blue Sky Academy to it. I think that's probably going to be separate. So any teaching classes are going to go into the academy, which we might sell with Blue Sky or do a deal with the Blue Sky software, or it might be separate. We haven't kind of decided how we want to do that yet. But our plan is just to give you as much as we possibly can and to make it the best system we possibly can. And it's just Isaac and me. So it's like all the information we can, and our experience and from working with you guys, it's whatever we've learned and what we find useful that we can put into this. So this is like when people have said, oh, I want to be in your brain and getting the keywords from your brain. That's kind of what you're getting. The coloring book class, I'll give you the URL. It's academy.blueskysweet.com. And if you use the code Treasure Hunter, I think you save $10. If you are a bundler, there is a bundle code. Ask me for it, and I will give you the bundle code. Bundlers can get the coloring book course for $29.99, which is a bargain. All right, guys, lots of information. I super appreciate you staying with us. Thank you again. Can I go over how Blue Sky started? Oh my gosh, that's a big question. That's a big question, Wendy. All right, if you guys don't mind me talking a little bit more, it's a good question. It's just a big one. Okay, so I'll give you a brief history. I started treasure hunting about 18 months ago. Treasure hunting was my reselling group, and that was when I was selling eBay, Amazon. Isaac's smiling at me. Have you done the form, Isaac? No, never mind. So I started doing treasure hunting, and then I started working on private label products. I came up with the coffee and branding my coffee. And so we came up with this idea of Blue Sky and Inspire, Grow, Create, because we wanted to have a new take on private label. A lot of private label involves copying products, just finding other products that are already successful, copying them, and playing ranking games. We kind of like the idea of coming up with new products and creativity and finding markets that you can sell to. And we found that we were getting really good at marketing. We were really understanding how keywords worked, how to target audiences, how to find niches, and that kind of came out of bundles. So I don't know, we had the bundle group. I created a course about bundling, and from there, that kind of moved us into marketing and private label. So then we had Blue Sky, Inspire, Grow, Create. So it's kind of been a natural evolution. Just the more we figure out about marketing, keywords, Amazon, what works, the more we've been able to sort of concentrate it. Like concentrate it into something that I can share and give to you guys, so we can really target people. And yeah, and as Isaac's kind of heckling me from the peanut gallery. And as the environment has changed, because I feel like Amazon itself has changed, and people are moving on from retail arbitrage to buying wholesale. Lawrence has talked to the pony. From buying wholesale, people have moved from retail arbitrage to buying more wholesale, to creating their own products. It's become easier to create your own products, to brand your products. So really all of this kind of links together in that it's about marketing. It's about finding audiences and giving them what they want and creating products that you feel proud of, and that reflect you. So that all of these things are kind of connected on a conceptual level, and the coloring books is the same thing. The idea behind coloring books is finding target audiences and niches that you can create a product for and sell to. Really, the coloring book is kind of about like branding and creating your own product. So it's all the same thing. It's all just about creating something that you feel proud of and that you can actually sell. So our software is created to facilitate that. So hopefully you guys are going to love it. You've already seen Skywords in action, and there is so much more than that. So watch for the form. It's going to be up tonight. Sign up to be on the waiting list for Blue Sky Suite. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be useful, and I think it's going to be revolutionary. Do you think it's going to be revolutionary, Isaac? He says revolutionary. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. There's Sid.
Click the thumbs up button.
Thumbs up from Sid. All right, have a great evening, guys. Thanks for sticking with us, and thanks again to Lauren. It's been a great show. Love you guys. Bye.